for the presentation of seating PLM, may I call Miss Hazel Amador. So, nagdasyag support system, just like him. Kanina.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think this will be the quickest information that you will receive this afternoon. So we are from Seats Engineering. So our work is all about PLM. So we are not touching any technical support or any. We're just, we're under the database PLM product cycle, life cycle management. So, kinsa naga-use og PLM diri? Do everyone use PLM here? Everyone? Only seats. So, this is our work. It's all about part creation. So, the work, you will not, the seats design will not start their work without the seats engineering. So this may be the easiest work sa ato sa PETC, but this is one of the most critical part kay without the starting a work right, so the design will not be kanang flow smoothly. So from part creation to part classification, so we do part classification, and then we also have BOM structuring. So our work is the easiest one, so we're just minding about the accuracy of the structure of the parts. So we will have our BOM structure, and then DR, design request, CR, CN creation. So we also have, talk to our counterpart that from supplier to program managers, and then we raise issues and concerns. So we raise it into PLM. So next one is this one. This is how we create the parts, and then we classify it also with the materials, if this is bought by the plant or by the OEMs, like that. So actually this one, so daghan tag mga part classification sa PLM, but if ever we're not so much sure about this, we will just ask our engineering counterpart, because we are not really the one who is manufacturing it. So we are very much concerned of the accuracy on how we raise parts into our system. So BOM structuring, so we do this, so we audit part numbers, and then we see to it that the part has the correct customer part numbers. So naapo na siya kanang pareha nga customer part number nga they have all, the customer themselves have their own allocations. So and then we also raise DRs, CRs, and CN creation. So design request to freeze 3D data design. So the seats designs will have to raise issues to us. Then we will raise it to PLM. We will track records if their design will be okay to produce in the in our system. So we also raise change request, change notice to finalize and release change, and then we also derive DR from the system. So we also have support. We also do support changes and maintenance. So we track this in our Excel files, and then BOM creations. So every time there is a problem from our plant or from our engineers or program managers, they will just send email to us, and then we will raise this concern to PLM. So this is to track records, and it is very important to kanang makita nila ang history sa isa ka part numbers, and then the revisions and drawings. So, that's all. Thank you.
Karang yung parts ba? Karang yung parts yung kreta yung boom.
Oo.
Hindi nila sa seats o sa whole car.
Sa seats lang, sir. Seats. Yes, sir.
So, relayan siya ko yung salayan sa siya ka na.
Lahi, sir. So, daatay Ford, naputay Daimler, so klase-klase nga kuan lahang bomb parts. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you ma'am for the presentation. Nanay, any other questions from the audience?
No po yung additional. Tanang global niyo support, tanang planta.
Ma'am,
Sorry, global niyo support, tanang planta or selected plants.
Selected plants only,
Okay.
ma'am.
Pero if mga yung bombing yung mahatagan rami,
Yes, ma'am.
pwede.
Yes, ma'am. We support you.
Yes, so kung you-work ninyo, pwede rami kapangayo.
Yes, ma'am. Pwede naman.
Nasa boom Suzuki.
Kuya ba nga, sir?
Uy, human na rin na presidente.
presentation. Please welcome Mr. Raymond and Portia from IMDS PMC.
Ato rin yung dalion, no? Hinahinay na nato, sir. Alright, so good day, everyone. We are from the PMC, or the Product Materials Compliance Department, and we do product materials reporting for Lear. We were previously known as the International Material Data System Department because bulk of our workload is on IMDS. So we are a global support group for the material content reporting for all Lear products and commodities. It includes wirings, electronics, connection systems, and seats. So we support 275 plants with more than 470 programs. We validate 275 material data sheets daily with 550 assemblies submitted daily for the whole department. So IMDS is actually a legal requirement which complies to the end-of-life vehicle directive. So ang kini nga directive more of how to recycle a car when it reaches the end of its life. And then this ELV ensures that we do not exceed a certain threshold sa ato ang 4 heavy metals, which is lead, cadmium, mercury, and hexavalent chromium. So what started as a single directive is now, you can see 6, pero actually more than that pa jud na siya. Like, for example, the registration, evaluation, authorization, and restriction of chemicals, or REACH, na sila list of thousands of substances, and some have a sunset date, what that we call, that means nga it will expire at a certain date. So once imong car kay naay nga nga chemical, di na siya pwede ma-sell sa market. Ang kaning conflict minerals, we are also tracking what we call the 3 TGs, which is tin, tantalum, tungsten, and gold. And it is under the RMI, or the Responsible Materials Initiative, or Responsible Minerals Initiative, which means dapat responsible ang sourcing, dili ta mo kuha og from companies that do child labor, forced labor. So ato nang gi-ensure ang natay process para ana. And next slide. So we have 2 material data systems that we use, which is the International Material Data System, and the other one is called the China Automotive Material Data System. Both have the same goal and objective. The difference is that China is for China. So naglahi sila ang system nila ha. This system is used by all OEMs worldwide, and so dili na siya under sa Lear only. And then, so this is how a material data sheet looks like. So mura siya og BOM, 'di ba? Makita nato mga different components, but what we want to see is up to the last substance. So ang blue kay mga substances na siya. So for example, unsa man ang substance sa foam, diba? So polyurethane. Unsa ang main nga element sa steel? So iron. And then we track how much lead is in that steel, how much mercury is in that steel, because we don't want to exceed a certain threshold limit, because again, di na pud siya ma-sell sa market. And next, for the whole program management process, the IMDS can be seen at the pilot and the launch phase na. So, ang reporting, dili mi mag-start sa planning, sa prototype, more of here sa center nga part. And lastly, we also have expanded services. That's why we are now called the Product Materials Compliance Department. So first, we have the PPAP, or the Product Part Approval Process, which is an industry standard and customer requirement, and IMDS is also a part of that. We also have web development, which is responsible for the development and maintenance of our databases. So we created a database wherein all of our requests, di na mo ag yung email, online na sa ic.lear.com. So all our requests from our counterparts, dito na siya moagi para streamline ang atong whole process. And then we also have SCIP, substances of concern in articles as such or in complex objects and products. So it's also from the Waste Framework Directive. So again, waste and how it will be recycled after. And fourth is the ESG or environmental, social, and governance. So we survey our suppliers for sustainability efforts like corporate social responsibility. Do they have human rights policy? Do they have a responsible material sourcing and different environmental policies so that we know that our supply chain is sustainable? And lastly, we also have quality support to ensure that our products follow the different specifications. So in a nutshell, our services revolve around compliance to global sustainability regulations and customer requirements. And it is our vision in the department to become the center of excellence for product material compliance and sustainability. And that is all. Thank you. Do we have any questions?
Kana bitong every part ng yung paano material no? Niya. Ang kanang material dito sa material ba sa supplier na niyo.
Yeah, so the way it works is not a data flow. Every tier, every supplier, na sila access to the MD system as much as possible. And then they create their material data sheets and they send it to us. So the way they send it, natay site IDs. And then, murag ila ibutang to send to that site ID, ma-receive na nato. Once we receive, we do a validation process. So each data sheet that comes to Lear, we check it, we accept or we reject, depending on the different rules and regulations that we follow. Then once na accepted na siya, ato na din siyang i-form into the assemblies nga depende sa atong BOM. So everyone, all tiers should have a data sheet.
Any other questions?
Pero ang validation ba, dili na siya actual validation ng
No, we only validate the data sheets. So muramig mag-assume nga sakto ang gihatag sa atong mga suppliers. So kung naaray murag ma-flag dito, it's because they have put it in there nga naaday sila ani nga substance. So it's not allowed for sale. Amo na silang ingnan nga, oy dili din siya pwede. So it's possible nga old dito siya nga data sheet, amo silang ipa-update into a newer version nga ilan ang na-eliminate ang katong substance of concern. Other questions?
Okay.
Alright, thank you very much.
So fast and efficient. Mag-MC pagod si Amos. Yes. So that is all for our symposium for this engineering day. Thank you so much. I hope you learned a lot and see you sa Loyo later.